I was driving from northern Montana all the way up to Alaska. I had converted my SUV into a camping rig and was spending 2 months traveling and camping out of it. The main goal of that road trip was simple: drive the entire Alaska highway. People always romanticize the journey, but what they don't tell you is how empty and isolated that road really is. For hundreds of miles, there's nothing but mountains, thick forest, and the occasional gas station that looks abandoned even when it's open. I thought I was prepared for everything, except the fact that I had to leave my small handgun behind when crossing into Canada. That tiny detail didn't feel important at the time, but later it became the very reason I felt completely exposed. The first day went smoothly. I drove for 8 hours and pulled into a small, empty campsite. I slept in the back of my SUV like I always did, windows covered, gear tucked away. It was peaceful. Too peaceful in hindsight. The next morning, I stepped out to stretch and noticed a narrow trail. Out of curiosity, I followed it for a few minutes until it opened into another campsite. And something was wrong. Very wrong. The place looked like someone had left in a panic. Half the gear missing, the rest torn apart and scattered across the dirt. It didn't look like animals. It looked like someone had been interrupted or chased away. A cold feeling crawled through my stomach. I immediately turned back toward my SUV. And when I came out of the trees, a black pickup truck was parked right next to my vehicle. Completely blacked out windows. No movement. No one stepping out. Just sitting there, silently. I couldn't see inside, but I could feel someone watching me. I didn't say a word. Didn't hesitate. I got into my SUV and left, heart pounding the entire time. Hours later, I pulled into an old gas station. One pump, rusty roof, no one around. While filling up, I noticed a truck coming down the road. As it got closer, my stomach dropped. It was the same black pickup. Of course, it made sense they'd need gas too, but the timing felt wrong. The truck pulled up to the pump right across from mine. And again, no door opened, no engine off, no movement inside the tinted windows, just silence. I hung up the pump and left immediately. By now, it was clear this wasn't a coincidence. Later that evening, I found a hidden spot down another trail. It felt safe, far from the main road. I cooked outside, then climbed into the back of my SUV around sundown. For hours, everything seemed normal. I even watched some downloaded videos on my phone. But around 11 p.m., I heard it. Footsteps. Slow. Deliberate. Crunching through dry leaves right outside my window. I froze. Then, without warning, a man's face pressed up against my side window, his eyes staring straight into the car. I jerked back, breath catching in my chest. Before I could react, I heard another set of footsteps, running. I scrambled to the front seat. Crash. The rear window shattered, glass flying everywhere. Someone reached inside, trying to unlock the door from within. Another man sprinted toward the driver's side. My hands shook so badly I could barely hold the keys. I kept looking back, one man's arm forcing its way inside, the other rushing toward me. Somehow, I finally shoved the key into the ignition. The engine roared to life, just as the back door clicked open. I floored it. As I sped away, headlights flashed between the trees, and there it was, the same black truck, half hidden in the bushes, waiting, watching, following. I drove nearly a mile before stopping to slam the back door shut. My hands were trembling as I called the police with the tiny sliver of cell service I had. It took forever for the call to connect. Too long. By the time it went through, those men were gone. No plate number. No clear faces. Nothing the police could actually use. Even now, I think about the moment that chills me the most. They didn't approach randomly. They waited. They watched. They followed. And they only made their move when they were absolutely sure that I was alone, unarmed, and half asleep in the dark. To this day, I don't want to imagine what would have happened if I'd hesitated for even one more second.